Saying hello, and that's superb, Josh, what I tell you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know you have been clapping all day and applauding, but I think this man deserves a warmer response than that. Come on to that. Josh Brooks, unbelievable. Come on. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Do you have anybody supporting you this week, apart from your own families and people like that? Has anybody come far afield to come and support you at the Northwest?
I was looking for God yesterday, but no, I had...
You were what? What about the new Pope? You know, give him a ring, say he says, like, hey, Pope Leo, he might help you tomorrow, you never know.
My sister actually come over to do some of her own studies and stuff like that with things she had, and it happened to be in this part of the world this period of time, so she's dropped in to visit the Northwest 200 and the first time ever watching me race bikes.
And what does she think of it all then? What does she think of the atmosphere, the whole extravaganza?
Well, she's been around me for my whole life, so she knows what I've been doing all this time, so it's not really a surprise, but yeah, she's just taken it all in.
And the Northwest, she's got a good welcome, has she?
Well, she thinks it's great because the sun's shining, and every time she's been here, it's been nice and warm.
Hey, make sure she comes next year, she may bring the sun, or what do you think, Steve? Go ahead there, where you go, Steve?
Josh, we were chatting the other day, you know, how many years have you been coming here now?
Not as many as you probably would think. I rode here in 13 and the event got cancelled because of bad weather. I raced in 14 and then I was away for a long time until I come back in, I think it was 20 or 21 or something like that on the Ducati. I got a podium and then tried to come back on the FHO bike, but our bikes weren't legal and Faye took us away. So yeah, probably altogether about 3 or 4 years properly trying.
You've had an amazing career, you know, obviously World Championship, World Supersport, British Champion, British Superbike Champion, should I say. TT, you know, fast newcomer, and you still don't know your way around the last corner here. What's all that about?
I don't know. He's saying, I was speaking to Mitch Rees, who's a newcomer, and I was speaking about, you know, there's loads of people that when you're asking for advice, they'll be like, oh, the point where you've got to brake is here and the top speed's here and you've got to be in 5th gear by the time you get here, and none of that is really useful information when you're a newcomer because obviously you've got to go through the learning phase. And I was trying to explain to him, you know, don't be discouraged by when a corner feels awkward and a bit nervous because you haven't just got your braking right, you haven't just found the right apex point, you haven't just got the perfect line through it. And I was just saying and Steve was there in the conversation, I says, like, even the last corner coming in, I said I still can't find a real sweet spot there. I've never ridden through that corner and gone, oh yeah, I've got that just nailed. So it's just, I guess it's just a part of riding on the roads. It's not the same as short circuit racing. You can, you know, in 10 minutes you can do, you know, 12 laps or something of some of the short circuit courses, you know, where. You know, it's a long old way around here and even further around the TT. So often you spend years of your career trying to master a single corner because you only get a few goes at it.
Well, Josh, you see this weather. Do you prefer this? Does this weather suit you? Do you like this weather? Or you see, some people prefer the wet. Do you prefer the dry?
I absolutely prefer this weather over any other kind. Yeah, this is fantastic.
Well, listen, what are your hopes then for tomorrow?
Well, that sort of has to be built up by what I've been experiencing this last couple of days. You know, we obviously I raced the Honda and British Superbikes, and you know it's a new you know, a new bike to me, a new team to me this year. So we're sort of getting into the flow of things in BSB, and then I'm also trying to keep things consistent by racing a Honda at the Northwest 200 and TT, but albeit with a different team. So. The first time actually ever seeing the Supersport bike was when I arrived here the other day. So we set off on that bike and it was actually really nice, and the least amount of preparation had gone into that bike, and that was the one that was the most well behaved. The Superstock bike I rode at the Alton Park test, and I did maybe, I know, within 6 laps of riding it, I was the fastest in the session. I was like, right, the bike's perfect, just put it in the truck, it'll be ready to go. And we spent loads of time working at the Superbike because obviously I've got a lot of understanding of the Superbike from BSB. So when I rode out on the Superbike, it was the worst behaved bike I have here, and the Superstock bike wasn't much behind it. So literally that opening Superbike race yesterday, you know, we've tried all sorts of things to get it to work. And it seemed strange because, you know, I took the BMW from BSB and basically came and rode it here and at the TT, and it didn't really do much with it, just carried on riding the same bike, where I've kind of tried to make this bike much like my BSB bike, and it's a disaster. You know, like I was riding around the open superbike race looking, I could maybe die in that corner, I could hit that thing, I could run off in that braking area, I might get, you know, lose a leg over there. You know, I wasn't looking at where I could maybe make a pass, I was just trying to think of all the things that might catch me out.
I'm smiling, I'm smiling at you, telling me, I've never, and all the time I was riders up here, I've never anybody said to me, no, that bike was badly behaved. Yeah.
Honestly, I felt like an absolute beginner, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. I felt terrible out there. I didn't feel comfortable. I wasn't looking for a position to pass. I was just looking at a position to survive. And it's just sometimes, you know, motorbikes can be cruel. You know what I mean? You know, 1 minute you're riding a bike, you're around, you're having a lovely time. You know. Maybe not even winning a race, but you're having a good race, and you come back with a massive smile on your face. So I wasn't in that position yesterday.
I was going to ask you to see if you ever decide to come to the North West again, not right. You could take over his role, because you can, at least people understand what you say. If you're unbelievable for a start.
Oh, sorry about that. You have to forgive me. I'm an Australian.
Hey, I've got a question.
You're fantastic.
So you've been over this part of the world racing since 2009.
Yeah.
You've ridden obviously the old Hondas, new Hondas, Yamaha successfully, Ducati, BMW. What's the best superbike you've ridden?
The one I'd like to own the most and sit in my house and just like look at it would be the Ducati. The one I probably enjoyed racing the most, like I felt like I was most at reaching my best potential, was the 2015 Yamaha. Obviously that's a long time ago now already, but that was like where I felt like I was, you know, perfectly at one with the bike in that time. There's been so many great motorbikes that I've ridden. I'm very blessed in that respect, but they've all got their own little quirks, you know. None of them are ever perfect. They're always sort of like they're good when
you're quite a fussy person.
Oh, yeah.
You know, on a motorbike. Sorry. Have you ever had a perfect bike?
No, never. That's what
I knew it.
No, there's no such thing as a perfect bike, because as soon as you get a bike that you're really happy with, you go a bit quicker and then you find a new problem. It's just the nature of the sport, but that's what keeps us keep going. That's that drive to keep finding the new limit is what keeps us engaged.
Well, George, I have to say to you that at the Briggs Equipment Northwest 200, I think we're privileged because we come across people of yourself, such calibre. Like, we're dealing with superstars of the sport here, ladies and gentlemen, and we have yet another superstar here in the centre of Coleraine, ahead of the big race tomorrow, Northwest 200. This man is a dream when it comes to interviews, I'll have to tell you that compared to him. But I tell you what, I think we have to show our appreciation yet again, the one and only Josh Bridge. Come on, I want you to really give it all you've got. Are you going to stay and sign a few autographs?
I'll stay and sign a few autographs, but I want to finish on a more positive note. So,
all right, okay.
Obviously,
are you going to sing?
No, definitely not. I just wanted to finish by, obviously the Superbike race was really bad. I wasn't happy with that. Supersport was much better, but still not ideal. I went out in the Superstock race not hoping for much after the previous rides, and I come back after the sight lap. I was like, to the mechanics, I was like, what did you do to it? It's a different motorbike. So the beauty is that we've made some changes. It feels a lot better. I went from 12th up to 6th yesterday in the Superstock race, so felt like myself again on a bike, started to enjoy it, started to move forward, found some positions in the race. So there's light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully tomorrow's racing will be better and I can mix it nearer the front.
So what you're saying is you're one to watch for tomorrow?
Oh, I wouldn't say put money I wouldn't say put money on me.
Oh, no, you said there you were one to watch for tomorrow.
I just said I wouldn't put money on me for the win, but hopefully I'm a more pleasant person to be around tomorrow with the results. So,
ladies and gentlemen, a quality rider and a gentleman.
Cheers, mate.
Guys, thanks very much indeed. God bless.